You are listening to Larry Conners, USA.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
This is Larry Conners USA. Larry Conners USA.
Behind closed doors, in this leaked audio talking to Border Patrol agents, Mayorkas says the situation is more dire than he is publicly willing to admit.
This is unsustainable. These numbers cannot continue. We cannot get to a point where we were a couple weeks ago, and we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. We're looking at the policy options.
Behind closed doors, in this leaked audio talking to Border Patrol agents, Mayorkas says the situation is more dire than he is publicly willing to admit.
This is unsustainable. These numbers cannot continue. We cannot get to a point where we were a couple weeks ago, and we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. We're looking at the policy options.
This is Friday, August the 13th. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Yes, we wanted to play that twice back-to-back. I asked Quentin to dub it back-to-back so you could hear it twice. That is Mayorkas on a leaked audio admitting we don't know what the hell we're doing at the border. We're totally lost. We don't know. We're going to have to revise our policy. You never had a policy except to open the border. Now, Mayorkas was just down at the border, and he presented a news conference and said, we got everything under control. Our plan is working. It's a challenge, but we know what we're doing. That audio, part of a conversation he was having with some others behind closed doors, said, no, they don't know what they're doing. We're going to get into that in more detail over the next couple of hours. Also, the other issues that continue to pressure the Biden administration and show that they are absolutely clueless on what to do. And a lot of the issues they've created themselves. For instance, the continuing reports and concerns about COVID and Delta variant, and that you have to mask up and you have to get vaccinated and double masked and maybe vaccinated again, while the illegals have just been coming across. It was just last week the Department of Homeland Security admitted we are going to start giving vaccinations to illegals. Just last week, while they've been demanding others from you. And then you've got an amendment that went to the Senate budget resolution that would require illegal migrants apprehended on the border be tested for COVID before they're transported away from the border. Sometimes they've done it, sometimes they haven't. When they have done it, out of a pool of 100, they'll find 20-plus testing positive. So if they test positive, they were to be quarantined, not transported from the border until they test negative. That was an amendment going into a Senate budget resolution. Do you know that with all this concern and the noise that we're getting from the left, 11 Senate Democrats voted against dealing with the illegals at the border at that point and forcing them to be tested. 11 Democrats. Does that make sense? Of course it doesn't make any sense. We got a lot on that also coming up today. And, of course, just last month, President Biden dismissed the possibility the Taliban would swarm through Afghanistan. Look at what's happening now. They have captured at least 8, 9, maybe 10 major cities in Afghanistan. Kabul is next. We are now sending 3,000 U.S. Marines and Army soldiers in to rescue Americans still in that region. Many of them embassy personnel. And I thought this was going to be just an easy withdrawal. What are they fouling up? Do they even have a real plan? Who's Biden going to blame for this one when it's over with? Does it remind you of the Saigon helicopter lift in the closing days of Vietnam, for those of you who remember that story? We're going to be joined later this hour by Steve Bucci, former U.S. Army Ranger, now with the Heritage Foundation, and get his take on what's happening in Afghanistan, what needs to be done, what should have been done. And, of course, also in the process of this, we still have another Biden crisis. Biden actually, after trying to shut down our Keystone XL pipeline and closing off a lot of oil land leases and so forth, now he's asking OPEC, can you produce some more oil? Can you send us some more barrels of oil? We're becoming energy dependent on others, even some of our enemies going forward. And Fauci on vax mandates, he says vax mandates are coming as soon as the FDA actually approves full.
Behind closed.
They will absolutely rush forward and then start ordering everyone be vaccinated. And in some cases they already have. That's going to amount to revising Jim Crow laws again. Also the Hunter Biden tape, sexcapade. More on that story. We've got a lot to cover the next 2 hours. Lock and load. Ready on the right.
You can email Larry at LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com. LarryConnersUSA@gmail.com.